Hi, this is Chloe from Inner Whispers, and today I'm unboxing the Pagan Otherworlds Tarot, which came in with this pretty little postcard, like that, and also it's wrapped with a little sprig of, I think that's sage, yeah, a cleansing herb. So that's my understanding. So let's have a look inside. Right, and it has its own little sort of linen bag, which seems fairly deck appropriate in terms of size. And the packaging is, so I like the cute little bit here, a sort of seal. And I'm guessing this is going to be the card backs. And it actually, I don't know if I'm going to need my scissors today. Let's see. Inside the box, we do have to, I almost feel sad breaking the seal, but still, I want to see the cards. So as expected, this is the card backs, fully reversible. And let's have a look at the cards. We have an extra card, the Seeker. And then we have moon phases cards, full moon, waning moon, half moon, crescent moon, waxing, and dark of the moon. And then into the main body of the tarot, Fool, Magician. I love these costumes that look like they're part of the landscape. The High Priestess, little moon symbol here, which is very nicely done. The Empress and the Emperor. Wow, kind of scary, full-on goat's head, like something you find in a hunter's lodge. The Hierophant and the Lovers. We've got a real Adam and Eve thing going on here with a snake that he's got his foot on, holding it at bay maybe, and the tree and an apple. Yeah, she's got the apple. The Chariot, a ram, oh, two rams, right, okay, black and white rams. Strength with a bear, a beautiful black bear, so we have a sort of black and white contrast going on there nicely. The Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune. I like this pretty stars symbol, and it's the Wheel of the Year, 8 spokes. Interesting, down here we have the black bear, the white hart, and the lion. So yeah, lots of animal symbolism going on there as well. Justice, the Hanged Man, Death, with the kind of parts that you get often in Thoth Tarot and some of the more old-fashioned Marseille-style tarots and so on. Temperance, lovely angel. Wow, the Devil, very dark. Look there, he has bits of people incorporated into his costume. A very full-on animal face, head, and animal feet too. So quite subtly done, and yet quite powerful. The Tower, the star, the moon. I like this. Instead of towers, we have this natural rock formation with dark and light, and there is a path between them. The sun, judgment rising up, and the world. So very traditional so far for the most part. Now we move on to the minors, and this is where I think the deck will really get interesting. This Ace of Pentacles is quite ornate. So they're like semi-illustrated pips. They have a background, but other than that it is mainly just the suit emblems. Like here, the Three of Pentacles. So there's quite a lot of subtlety to this. Building something together, craftsman-like. The difficulty of creating a stone tower. Four of Pentacles, more of an abundant feel. There's a little key, a tree, a treasure chest. So you have the key and the treasure chest. So they are illustrated, but there are certainly no people in them. And you do have the symbols quite prominently. And for example here, you know, we have the three which are separate, the four which are all scrunched together. 5 and a snowy, bleak landscape. 6 with little butterflies and a funny pattern, and they're sort of more together again. 7, wow, really forming almost a shield, you could say. 8 as part of a tree, that's nice. 9, here's the little hooded hawk that's so traditional on the Rider-Waite originals. And we have these growing on a vine as opposed to a tree. So there's lots of subtle little bits to remind us of traditional Rider-Waite images, like here, 2 dogs and a castle in. So the courts, we have the page, the knight on a black stallion, the queen. I love the look of her, the beautiful pink dress, the flower, looks quite delicate and yet also has this strong head, horns, and the king. Oh, then we go into the King of Wands with a lion at his feet, the Queen of Wands with the black cat and a sunflower, very nice. Ah, the Knight of Wands is riding a white stag, that works beautifully. And the Page of Wands kind of has a mask on. Ah. Then 10 of Wands, great big bundle but nicely held together. 9 of Wands, so yeah, still very traditional in the shape of it to a Rider-Waite. 8 of Wands. Are they going up or coming down? I would say coming down, because look, they seem to have the same kind of shapes as is up at the top here, if you see what I mean. 7. 1 standing firm against the 6. 6, celebratory with a little laurel wreath and a ribbon. 5, green versus red. 4, in that traditional shape, the bower, the flowers and the castle in the distance. 3, ships coming in right down at the bottom. 2, there's the castle way in the distance, and these do seem to be standing looking out over it. So, and the Ace of Wands, very traditional hand. Then into the cups. So I like the lotus blossom that it's standing on the petal of. And the 2 of Cups, that's beautiful with the It's interesting because there's stones reaching up to touch, like the lovers, balancing one another, creating an arch between them. So these are subtle with landscape. 3 of Cups, abundance, a pumpkin. 4 of Cups. It almost looks like a person's face, but he's made of stone. 5 of Cups. We have 3 facing down, 2 facing up, and the skull. So, sorrow of letting go. 6 of Cups with more. I love daffodils, so having little daffodils inside, that's beautiful symbolism. 7 of Cups. Interesting, we have the skull, castle, and this skull is reaching out with a sword to point to one of the cups. There are coins falling into another from the side of the woman, and the snake and the laurel wreath, and that almost looks like a lyre or something like that. So these are the visions, the possibilities. I like that they sort of interconnect. It's not just a single thing in each cup, and yet, I don't know, they're different stories that are melding, combining. 8 of Cups, walking away, walking towards the moon, something to move towards. 9 with a frog, and 10, beautiful, with the gaily floating ribbons in the centre, and this wonderful rainbow shape, or like an ornate candelabra almost. We have the Page of Cups gazing up at his cup, very dramatic. The Knight of Cups with a calmly sort of prancing steed. The Queen of Cups, able to be vulnerable, exposing herself a little, and yet her cup is covered. And the King of Cups, he's wearing boots, keeping himself a bit more distant, and there's a ship there as well. So lots of symbolism here. King of Swords is the man with the bear mask and a sword and a little butterfly and birds. Lots going on. She's fabulous, this Queen of Swords, floating up in the sky. Several butterflies, 1 bird, and the more traditional rider-waite position. The Knight of Swords, wow, he's really almost facing away from us, and look how the legs of the horse are both up in the air, like it was about to rear up, or has just done so and is coming back down before setting off. And the Page, quite whimsical. 10 of Swords with a skull at the base. 9 of Swords with a swan that seems to be chained. 8 of Swords, blocking us from the castle. 7 of Swords, a white flag, and there's a little tents in the background. 6 of Swords actually in the boat by themselves. 5 of Swords, 3 and 2, with a stormy sky and waves pounding the beach. 4 of Swords, 1 is resting on the floor while the others float above. A little stone, a little hut, a little empty tree. 3 swords with the rain and the heart. 2 swords facing upwards. There's the bit that would be normally across the woman's eyes and the moon. So much of the traditional imagery here, and yet keeping it really nice and simple. And the Ace of Swords with the sword rising up through the crown. 2 different kinds of branch off it, and interesting that it's with sort of snowy mountains. So the cards are really very beautiful. There's quite a lot in the landscape, the scenery, to prompt intuitive readings and understandings. The bag I think will work fairly well, yes, works out nicely, so I do like that. And then, as I mentioned, the card back is nice with this sort of flowery detail. The cards are fairly big, so a little hard, like I can't hold the whole pack. But oh, they have a nice feel to the cardstock quality. It has a nice bend to it, yet with a backing of strength. Oop, making a mess of that. Let's have a little riffle. So they are quite long. They riffle beautifully. Really nice feel to them. Could also shuffle hand over hand that way. And I always like to draw a first card from the deck. And we have the Seeker, one of the extra cards. So, a very beautiful deck. Really like the artwork in this. Will be interesting to see how the moon cards come out in readings. And just, yes, very beautiful. And it looks like I'll have some exploring to do with it. Blessed be.